LLM can write newsletters, but actually design it, code it in HTML, and send it to your list, that's a different story. This newsletter right here, Claude Cowork built all of it, from the copy all the way to the layout and sending it to my list. So in the next 20 minutes, I'll show you how you can make your newsletter creation process much faster. And here we're gonna cover two different approaches. One using MailerLite and Claude Cowork inside of Claude Cowork, and the other one is using Gmail or any other platform that you already use. So at the end of the video, you'll know how to do everything within Claude, and a process that used to take hours will now take minutes. So let's get started. But if you're new to the channel, my name is Matt Paiva. I've already saved businesses over $1 million in costs just by implementing AI tools the right way. And a lot of the focus of my work is on streamlining processes that take a lot of time, just like this one. So what you're about to see is a process that I started implementing internally for my business as well as one of my clients. And I can tell you firsthand that this has saved them over an hour every single time that they need to do a newsletter. So what will you actually need to get started? You need a newsletter idea, a list of subscribers, a Claude subscription, and a sending software. This can be either Gmail, MailerLite, or any other software like MailChimp or Beehive. Most of this video will focus on building this within MailerLite because the connections with Claude are already there and existent. But if you want to skip ahead to do it with Gmail or with another software, just skip over to this timestamp over here and I'll cover that in a bit. If you don't have a list of subscribers, you can still learn a lot from this video from the process of using Claude Cowork to create and design your newsletter. If you don't have a sending software, you can use Gmail, but beware of the limits for Gmail for sending these types of newsletters, or you can just set up an account with a sending software. If you want to use MailerLite, they have a free subscription over here, but here you can use any other software that you want. So let's start building our newsletter. We are going to start by creating a template for our newsletter, and then we're going to import that template into MailerLite over here. So first things first, you will actually want to have the connection to MailerLite done over here. How do you actually do that? If you see this plus sign over here in the Cowork section, which is what we're going to be using this for, you can click on the plus sign, look for connectors, and then click on manage connectors. And then if you don't have MailerLite connected, you can just click on the plus sign on browse connectors and search up MailerLite. Then you just need to click on the plus sign and relaunch the tab. And then you just need to approve it in your browser. So just choose your free account, authorize, and go back to Claude Cowork. And once you have it connected, you will see it over here on your list of connectors. Just a quick FYI, when you do connect it for the very first time, all of the things that Claude can do with MailerLite will be on an approval only setting, which means that every time that it's going to read something or write something in your account, it will ask you if it can do that first. If you want to change that setting, you can go over here, click on always allow, needs approval, or block. So if there's anything that you don't want Claude to be able to do here, this is where you go and set that up. So if you want to create a template for your newsletter with Claude Cowork over here, you need a prompt to start. And here I had this prompt ready to go, which pretty much gives context about my brand and what I want the template to look like. If you don't want to write this prompt and you already have a brand guidelines document for your brand, you can just paste that in here and then prompt it really simply by asking Claude to create a template based on your brand guidelines. But in this scenario over here, I decided to be a little bit more detailed. So in the beginning, I gave information about my brand. I linked a couple of the links that I have related to my brand. And I also gave a bit more information on the layout structure that I wanted the newsletter to have. So here we're gonna have a header, a hero section, the colors that I want, and everything in between. All right, I'm gonna click on let's go, and this will get us started over here with creating our HTML for our newsletter. All right, so Claude within a couple of minutes wrote our newsletter issue over here, or the template that we're looking for, and it looks like this. This is exactly what I had in mind for the template. It has the colors that I'm wanting. It also has a little bit of the branding that I decided to include in there to see if it would pick up on this. By the way, open to suggestions on this side of things. I just thought it'd be funny to have the AI highlighted like this. A couple different buttons to watch on YouTube. Let's see if it opens up the proper YouTube channel. Yes, it does. That's super nice. Our hero section, a key takeaway, second section, and some quick hits. And as you guys can see, some of the buttons that are already connected to the websites that I'm looking for. So this one's linked to my LinkedIn. The other one is linked to YouTube, and obviously we have my website as well. And the super interesting part about this is that I built all of this with one prompt, right? Like obviously it was a really well-written prompt that has a lot of information, but here you can feel free to context dump. As you guys can see, you can press and hold the recorder button over here so you can have the transcription function to dump a lot of context into Claude so it has the understanding of what you're trying to do. You can also attach screenshots of other newsletters that you like. And a good resource that you could use is Pinterest. You can come over here, type in newsletter design or newsletter layout, and then just pick the ones that you actually like. So this one, for example, so you could download this image or a couple different images, and then you could paste it into Claude and ask it to use that as inspiration for your branding. Now, when you are doing this for your business, you will likely need to go back and forth with Claude to get everything that you want out of it. So a couple different things that I would recommend is having a few context files. Some of these files include the what we do file, which is just a description of what your business and what you guys do, an ICP file, so an ideal customer persona file, just explaining who you're talking to, a voice and personality file explaining how you guys package the tone in all of your marketing materials, a newsletter, social media, LinkedIn, YouTube marketing doc, so just the strategy behind your newsletter, a writing framework doc if you have it, and last but not least, example outputs. So if you already have a newsletter and you're trying to use AI to implement these changes and make it a smoother process, just take all of your previous issues and paste them in here as well. You don't need all of these documents. These are just things that you can use to actually streamline your process of creating this and give Claude more context on exactly what you're trying to achieve. Also, if you don't have these files, you can ask Claude to create these files for you. You can pretty much give it a prompt to interview you, asking for all the information about your brand, your strategies, your personality, your tone. From there, you use that information to just create a bunch of files that you can reuse across these types of workflows. So if you've already used Claude to create some sort of HTML website or a newsletter in this scenario, how do you actually give it enough information to write the copy for your newsletter? Well, we're gonna take this example over here that I'm trying to write a newsletter based on a video that I made, which is this video over here that I cover about using Gemini in Gmail. And what I'm going to do is actually copy the transcript over here from this website, go back over here, paste the transcript, and with the transcript, I'm going to give it a very detailed prompt on how to write this newsletter. So here I'm giving information about what I want in my voice guidelines. And for a bit of context, what I'm telling in this prompt is just I'm giving it a job, a bit of information about the voice guidelines, the structures to fill in, and it can see the structure on the other screen over here as well, and the video transcript at the end of the day. And at the very last thing that I'm going to add to the prompt is don't write with any M dashes or don't use M dashes, just because I want to see if it's able to take in all of that information and actually not use M dashes, which is a dead giveaway that you are using AI, but I feel like you guys already know this. And just like that, we have our first version over here of the copy in the newsletter. It did write it pretty well, but I do see one M dash over here. So good to keep that in mind. And here, obviously you can edit however you want. You can also swap the process by starting with the copy and then creating the HTML file, which in general will be a little bit more efficient because you would rather have the information that you want to paste in the HTML file first instead of the template first, which in general could be a little bit more efficient, but honestly, it depends on your preference of what you want to do first, the design of it or just the content of it. If this is the very first time that you're doing this, you should probably start with the design so you have a bit of a structure of how to include pieces of information in your newsletter. But if this is your 50th issue, you can probably just focus on the content side of things. So I asked Claude to do some changes over here. I listed 5 things that I want to change. So I removed that M dash over here. I added some bullet points, which I prefer to read on an email instead of a block of text for a paragraph in both this section over here and the bottom section over here. And I also added the link for that specific YouTube video here on the breakdown. So once you click on it, it actually leads you to that specific video. And now the next step is actually to create our subscriber list. So this is how you get Claude to update your subscriber list without ever having to leave the Claude Cowork interface. You first go and grab that subscriber list as a CSV file, an Excel file, or wherever you have that stored. Then you just upload the file over here and you can just simply prompt it to update the subscriber list. But I actually want to do something else. So I'll ask Claude to update my subscriber list based on the CSV file, but only for the last 100 people that subscribe. I'm also asking it to remove anyone who doesn't have a first name attached to that field or anyone that has written something else on the first name instead of that. We're doing that because we don't want this field over here to map out something weird. So instead of saying, hey, first name, it's going to say like, hey, and then the email address. Now I'm gonna click on go over here and we should see Claude working over here. Awesome, so it's going ahead, it's analyzing that CSV file. It said it removed 2 people that didn't have anything written on their first name. And now it's using MailerLite to update the subscriber list that I have in there. Now this is another feature that I wanted to point out that Claude is able to do. It's able to reason the process while it's actually doing it. As you guys can see, it sees that I only have one group over here. So it assumes that that group is the subscriber list that I'm trying to add to. You can also see that when it's updating the subscriber list, it can only do 50 per batch. So it knows it needs to do 2 calls. And this is super interesting because we can see Claude doing things that we didn't even ask it to necessarily. So it's actually removing any duplicate email addresses over here as well. Now, like I said earlier in the video, you can always allow certain actions or you can allow it once. Here, I'll select an always allow when we are batch updating the list that we want. And from the original list that we gave it, actually Claude was able to import 78 of them and it explains it why. AI. It removed certain people because I asked it to remove. It removed certain duplicates because it knows that it shouldn't be important duplicates. And it also said that a few of these were rejected by MailerLite. So these are probably emails that have bounced before, or emails that just don't follow the correct formatting for MailerLite. So since we've already added the list of subscribers that we want into MailerLite over here, I'm going to give Claude a long prompt again with 5 different steps. Step number 1 is to create the campaign that we're going to use. Step number 2 is to use the HTML created, which is just this part over here. If you guys didn't realize yet, this is just code visualized in a nice, pretty format for us to that specific campaign. So we have our email looking pretty. Step number 3 is to create and assign the subscriber group. Step number 4 is to verify before sending. And step number 5 is to send a test email to myself. I also have some instructions here to schedule this email campaign to go out tomorrow at 8 a.m. Now you can do one step at a time over here if you don't want to just prompt Claude to do all of these things. But if you are turning this into a process that you do every single week, I definitely recommend having these prompts ready to go, or turn this entire process into a skill. So when you are actually doing this on a day-to-day basis, you can either trigger that skill or pull the prompts that you're using from a specific file that you have. And you can also share these prompts and these skills with other people in your team. So if the person in charge of writing and sending these newsletters is off for some reason, maybe they're on vacation or on sick leave, someone else can take over that process and do it for them. So Claude was working through the steps that we provided in the prompt, and it said it actually updated me every time one of the steps was done. So step 1, step 2, and 3. And it got to the point of actually sending a test email to my email, and it said that it wasn't available as an API endpoint, which means that we can go and preview the email exactly how we want it to. All right, so it does look exactly what we were trying to achieve over here. The one small thing is that the name is not written there, but this is the preview. When it is actually sending it to the subscribers, it will write their name right over there. And I was just testing some of the links to make sure that everything is working, and it looks like it is. All right, so I also asked it to send it instantly since we had that little hiccup with the information about sending a preview. So it is sent over here, and we can pull it up in my Gmail in just a second. And as you guys can see, the email was sent successfully. We have the information that we wanted. So did you know that you can use AI instead of Gmail? The information is all here. The name is here. And as I was showing you guys over here with the iPhone mirroring, it looks exactly how we wanted it to look. I think one small change that I would have done over here is just fixing this little button here, because now that I'm seeing it on my iPhone, it does look a little bit weird. But aside from that, it does everything that I'm trying to achieve with this, which is very good for us to see. So if you are curious on how to use other software sending platforms to send your specific newsletters, what you can do is use N8N. So what you need to do in N8N is you need to enable N8N's MCP connection to Claude and then connect N8N to Claude. So first things first, once you open up your N8N, you can see an instance level MCP. In here, you'll be prompted to create your instance level MCP. So once you click on that, it will give you a link. And then once you have that link, you just need to go over to Claude to the connectors section and connect your N8N using that link. Now, how do you actually trigger that newsletter sending part from N8N is a different story. Now, what you need to do is you need to go over to your workflows and create a workflow that looks like this. The first step needs to be a webhook with a post request over here. The second step is what you're actually trying to do. So here in Gmail, it would be a send a message. In MailChimp, it would be a send a campaign. And if you're using any other software, you can also connect it here via N8N. Obviously, some softwares like Beehive might not have the native connection here to N8N, but you can also just use HTTP nodes to do that. So you're going to create your webhook over here with a post request, attach the next node, which is the send a message node, and then a respond to webhook node at the end. Now what you want to do is actually publish this workflow over here. So if it's green like that, it means it's published. And the next thing that you want to do is go to your list of workflows that you have published and click over here on enable MCP access. Mine says remove MCP access because I've already done this before. But the idea is now that you have N8N connected to Claude and N8N is connected to your email sending software, you can use that information to trigger that specific email to get sent. Now, how do you actually make sure that the layout of your newsletter keeps the same way that you built it inside of Claude? You need to go over in the send a message node, and here this is in Gmail, and make sure that you are sending this HTML file over here, and the email type that you're choosing is HTML. So here we're just sending 3 pieces of information using Claude, which are the subject line, the to email, and the HTML. And once you have all of your connections set up and that existing workflow set up as well, you can go and trigger it from here. So we're going to use the same Claude task that we had open over here to send that email to ourselves. So in the prompt that I'm using to connect this to N8N and send it via Gmail, I'm just asking Claude to use the workflow called Claude test, which is the name of the workflow that I gave it when I was testing this out, and send it to my specific email. Here, the only difference is that if you're sending to your entire list, you would want to update that specific CSV file or just import that specific CSV file with your list and ask it to send one by one. Now, obviously, if you are using Gmail, do this at your own risk. If you have a Google Workspace connection, you will probably have a higher limit. I believe right now it's about 2,000 emails per day. And if you have an @Gmail account, a regular Gmail account, it's probably around 500 emails per day. And as we can see from the Claude's response over here, the workflow ran successfully and it sent the email to my specific email address. So congratulations, you now just created a full newsletter end-to-end using Claude Cowork. And there are a lot of different things that you can do with Claude Cowork. So if you're trying to implement AI the right way inside of your business, just make sure to book a call with me in the link in the description below. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I do this for a living and I really want to help you and your business grow by implementing AI the right way. But this newsletter workflow is only one of the things that you can do with Claude Cowork. And if you want to learn more about what you can do within Claude for marketing, I made a video that you can go watch over here. And in that video, I also attached a resource that you guys can download completely for free of 50 different things that you can do with Claude Cowork for marketing. So you can also go and grab that in the first link in the description below. With all that being said, I hope you go ahead and learn more about what AI can do for you. And if you want any help, like I said before, just reach out to me down below and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.